whatsoever. This is a psychological, as we in the research community say, this is a psyops. They're preparing people for what is coming, not what is being presented today.
So you're saying they're preparing people to accept it with incrementalism?
That is correct. Like the old frog example. You know, you put the frog in the water and you just gradually continue to raise the heat on the water until the frog is cooked. That's the way it works.
Los militares incluso pasaban por encima de las autoridades locales de las ciudades.
Well, I think that there were various approaches. For example, when I originally said no several weeks ago, matter of fact, a couple of months ago, but no was never no. And then no was never no. End of runs were done around to various community leaders. I had someone...
Excuse me, sir, you're saying that they ignored the police chief, and under our Constitution, you're the same as the sheriff, and you run the city or the county? You're telling me that Delta Force was ignoring your order?
Well, I don't want to say they ignored it, but in a roundabout way, yes, because what they would do, once I said no, they went to various individuals in the community to bring pressure to bear to get me to change my mind.
So they weren't respecting your jurisdiction?
They were not respecting our jurisdiction. I don't think they respected our decision to go into predominantly minority areas of the city where we had vacant warehouses and buildings and try to do those types of exercises at those locations in the middle of the night.
Oh, I'm sorry, middle of the night?
In the middle of the night. You know, sometime between 9 p.m. and midnight. You know, I mean, people become frightened. And we do a lot of our decision-making on experiences that have happened in a lot of other cities. We were very concerned with some things that have happened over there, and we didn't get any real good, clear answers.
So they're being secretive about it? Very
secretive. The decision really was very easy. My interest as police chief is the citizens of the city.
Yes, sir.
Period. And I was not about to jeopardize the safety under an exercise of this magnitude under any circumstance.
Esta mafia ya tiene el día, la hora y la ciudad del siguiente ataque, que como ellos mismos comentan, será mucho más devastador que los ataques del 11 de septiembre.
Good morning. At this moment, somewhere in the world, terrorists are planning new attacks on our country. Their goal is to bring destruction to our shores that will make September the 11th pale by comparison.
Incluso ya han estado acondicionando miles de campos de concentración por todo el territorio americano. Bases militares cerradas hace tiempo, estaciones de trenes abandonadas, plantas automotrices sin usar, han sido adaptadas usando millones de dólares como campos de detención. Como por ejemplo esta estación de trenes cerrada hace ya años, la cual ha sido remodelada con nuevas cercas, torres de vigilancia, torniquetes eléctricos y helipuertos, con la evidente participación de personal militar. Esta mafia prevé detenciones masivas de americanos, todos aquellos que no acepten las medidas impuestas por estos dementes en la última etapa de sus planes totalitarios.
The military bases used to have fences with barbed wire that faced out to keep people from the outside from getting into a secure area. Now a lot of these bases that have been closed down has the barbed wire facing in, as if to keep people from the inside from getting out. Now why would this occur? Is it possible that there is or was a long-term plan that would eventually anticipate rounding up large numbers of people to withhold them?
Escalofriantemente, también han sido descubiertos millones de ataúdes de plástico en las afueras de distintas ciudades. Este macabro hallazgo es un aviso que estos criminales esperan más muertes que detenciones. El sueño americano ha terminado. A corto plazo habrá millones de asesinatos, ya sea por el segundo autoataque terrorista o por los que resistan la inminente ley marcial. Para los que sobrevivan, el Departamento de Justicia ya tiene contemplado un plan para el condicionamiento de masas, como comenta la doctora Rima Leibow.
As a psychiatrist, I remember very well the condemnation by the American Psychiatric Association of Soviet psychiatrists and the Soviet Union for their use of psychiatric techniques and psychiatric medications to control political dissidents. Sadly, shockingly, we in the United States have become those same oppressors. We now have a policy, as exemplified by the FBI brochure from the Phoenix Office on Counterterrorism, which says people who are defenders of the U.S. Constitution against federal government and the UN, and make numerous references to the U.S. Constitution, should be monitored as potentially murderous and fanatical terrorists. By extension, should be considered mentally unstable. Under the New Freedom Commission, mentally unstable people must be medicated on a compulsory basis with lethal and untested but very profitable psychiatric medications.
Además, existen ya programas federales para la evaluación de la salud mental de niños y adolescentes.
The New Freedom Commission is a federal program to mandate the bogus screening and compulsory medication of children from infancy through 18 years of age in this country. Through the use of completely inappropriate screening techniques, any child who deviates from the prescribed feeling and thought pattern that is allowed to them will be compulsorily medicated, even over the objection of their parents, with dangerous, unproven, and untested psychiatric medications to control their thoughts, their behaviors, and to impede their emotional development.